Critical danger. Power cut off for hundreds of thousands this morning as raging wildfires close in on California. Fierce winds threatening to fuel the flames, and now the unprecedented step. Utility companies shutting off power, trying to prevent deadly accidents. Families waking up to a massive blackout.
Breaking news in the fight against ISIS. Turkish troops now getting into position, threatening an all-out assault on our allies in Syria after President Trump pulled U.S. forces from the area.
And the White House declares war on the impeachment investigation, calling it unconstitutional, blocking a key witness from testifying. And now new details from a whistleblower. A White House official says President Trump's call with Ukraine was crazy and frightening.
Vaping crisis. A 17-year-old dying, the youngest fatality linked to vaping. This as the First Lady tries to tackle the epidemic. Her meeting with teens this morning.
Catch and kill. New allegations surfacing about former Today Show host Matt Lauer. Variety reports on Ronan Farrow's new book about the accuser now telling her story. What she says happened at the Olympics.
High wire escape. A plane crashing into a ski lift caught between the cables. The pilot and passenger dangling upside down, and then the remarkable rescue.
And up in the air, the gender reveal going hilariously wrong. The answer floating away.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
I don't think we're supposed to laugh at that, but we all were.
They posted it, wasn't us.
Good morning, America.
Oh, but that couple, they did eventually find out whether they're having a boy or a girl, and that is coming up. Oh, my goodness. But first, we're going to, of course, begin with that growing wildfire danger that's out west.
And at this hour, hundreds of thousands of customers are without power across California, waking up to a widespread blackout as utility companies try to lower the risk of deadly fires. Ginger starts us off with the very latest. Good morning, Ginger.
Good morning to all of you. You know, they are doing this because you'll remember when Napa Valley was included in the Atlas and the Tubbs fire. That was just 2 years ago today, actually. They think this could be the worst offshore wind event since then. We do have the Bryceburg fire, more than 2,000 acres burning. That's in Mariposa County. Thanks to KFSN for that video, by the way. Amped fire danger from Colorado to Idaho, and certainly California, where it's not every day that we see the extreme fire danger highlighted north of the Bay Area and in Southern California, where tomorrow is the big day for the worst of the winds. That's why we have Matt Gutman right there this morning. Matt?
Hey, good morning, Ginger. And because of that critical fire danger, the California utility companies are taking this unprecedented, really historic step to preemptively shut off the power. This could affect millions of people in California. Over 40 counties, pretty much the whole Bay Area will be without power. Now, I'm here at SoCal Edison's Emergency Operations Center. You can see these screens on the wall. They're monitoring humidity, wind speed, areas that are actually in service. And it is here that the decision later today could be made to shut off power to hundreds of thousands of people. Now, there are 7 wildfires burning in California right now, none of them threatening major population areas. But as you mentioned, over the past 2 years, it was energized power lines that helped trigger those massive blazes that completely destroyed Paradise, California, and torched thousands of homes near the Napa area. Those fires, Ginger, killing over 100 people. And these power shutoffs, they're going to hurt. They're going to take a toll. This means that street lights will be out, refrigerators won't work, garage doors won't work, and we're seeing people stockpile on supplies like it's a hurricane, buying batteries and flashlights and non-perishable food. So as you mentioned, that critical fire danger moves from northern and central California down here to the south. That's beginning later tonight and tomorrow. Ginger.
Matt, thank you. We know that you're going to be all over that, but let's go ahead and focus in on how this is all going to work. We have this new tool, the augmented reality, that's perfect for an example like this. Let's pop California up, dive in a little bit, because it's not just the Bay Area, but as he was just explaining, the offshore winds begin really by tomorrow, and they're the worst of it. So let's fly in a little closer. The San Gabriel, the Santa Ana, and you can see the winds coming over all of these. This is actually how the Santa Ana wind works. The compression of air when they come down the mountain slopes heats it up. We've got humidity less than 10%. You could see wind gusts of 55 to 70 miles per hour. This is why tomorrow night through really early Saturday morning, this is going to be extreme fire danger for Southern California. Guys?
Okay, Ginger, thanks very much. Now to that dramatic escalation in the impeachment showdown. President Trump has decided to fully defy the investigation, refusing to cooperate in any way. His lawyers now calling the inquiry unconstitutional. Democrats are undeterred, issuing new subpoenas. Cecilia Vega tracking all the latest from the White House. Good morning, Cecilia.
Hey, George, good morning to you. The White House strategy on fighting this impeachment had been unclear until now. They are calling this an affront to the Constitution, but this is not stopping Democrats. This morning, the White House defiant. The Trump administration declaring in this 8-page letter to House Democrats that it will not cooperate with the impeachment inquiry, blasting it as baseless, dangerous, illegitimate, and unconstitutional. A lawyer for the president writing, because participating in this inquiry under the current unconstitutional posture would inflict lasting institutional harm on the executive branch and lasting damage to the separation of powers, you have left the president no choice. The move setting up a showdown between the White House and Congress. Overnight House Speaker Nancy Pelosi saying the White House letter is only the latest attempt to cover up his betrayal of our democracy and to insist that the president is above the law. Both sides now gearing up for a long fight.
The president can stonewall, but it's not going to change the outcome. It's actually most likely only going to increase the outcome of him being formally impeached by the House.
The only place I can think of where we had trials like this is in the Soviet Union. And that's what the Democrats are trying to do.
The White House letter came just hours after the State Department blocked a key witness from testifying, Ambassador to the EU, Gordon Sondland. President Trump said he would have loved Sondland to testify, but, quote, unfortunately, he would be testifying before a totally compromised kangaroo court. His Republican allies right there with him.
What we see in this impeachment is a kangaroo court, and Chairman Schiff is acting like a malicious Captain Kangaroo.
Democrats say it all amounts to obstruction.
The failure to produce this witness, the failure to produce these documents, we consider yet additional strong evidence of obstruction.
And now there is another twist in all this. ABC News has learned that the whistleblower at the center of it all had a conversation with a White House official after that phone call. The person had listened in on the phone call between President Trump and the president of Ukraine. This whistleblower wrote a 2-page memo. In it, he says that this official from the White House was visibly shaken and described the call as crazy and frightening. The memo is now in the hands of the Inspector General. And George, this is really just upping the Democrats' desire to hear from that whistleblower and so many others.
Yeah, and we don't know if this White House official is that second whistleblower who's come forward. Meantime, Cecilia, the Democrats do have other witnesses scheduled to testify, and they do have those subpoenas out there.
Yeah, they are still moving ahead full force on this one, George. In spite of that letter from the White House, as you said, Democrats issued a subpoena compelling Gordon Sondland, that of course is the ambassador to the EU, a key witness in this, to testify next week. The former ambassador to the Ukraine is also on the calendar to testify on Friday. And you know this, the president's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, he is now indicating that he will refuse to show up.
Okay, Cecilia, thanks very much. Let's get more on this from our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams, who said many times impeachment is a political, not a legal process. In this letter from the White House, more a political letter than a legal document.
Yeah, they try and use some legal language in there, et cetera. But look, no president who's faced impeachment has liked it, right? From Nixon to Clinton to Andrew Johnson, they've all talked about how unfair it is. They've all argued that Congress is overstepping, that this is political. And yet,
but the others cooperated.
Well, and yet, in the end, either by a court order or based on agreeing to doing it. So, in the end, the president and the administration don't get to decide: do we want to cooperate? This isn't voluntary. There are going to be court orders that are going to say, to some degree, that there has to be cooperation. Exactly what does that mean? Which subpoenas potentially wouldn't have to be adhered to, we'll have to see. But remember, you don't even need an impeachment inquiry to force a lot of these people to testify. Congress can simply subpoena them and say, this is part of our oversight role. I mean, impeachment only increases Congress's hand, not decreases it.
It's strengthened. Would it be strengthened even more? Would the Democrats strengthen their case even more, even though it's not required to pass a formal resolution?
Sure. A vote would help them. It would certainly help them, what you talked about is political. It would help them in the court of public opinion to be able to say, yes, there was a vote. Just like all the other impeachment proceedings, there was this up or down vote. The difference here is that one of the main reasons that you wanted this vote in past cases, subpoena power. unilateral subpoena power. The Republican-led Congress changed the rules since the Clinton impeachment to say Congress has that unilateral subpoena power. So they now don't need that vote to get the subpoena power.
And the Republicans are not complaining about something that they created. But meantime, at minimum, what the White House strategy gets them is delay of the witnesses. And they seem to have made the political calculation that revealing this information quickly costs more than the charge of cover-up.
That's right. And look, this is why you have to look at the polls. Because this is a political process, you have to see where the American public is going with regard to how both the Democrats and the Republicans are acting.
And support for impeachment has been climbing. Dan, thanks very much.
And George, all this unfolding, of course, as chaos and uncertainty grows in Syria. Turkish troops are building up along the border ahead of a possible attack on Kurdish troops after President Trump pulled U.S. troops from that area. Ian Pannell is there in Turkey, has the latest for us. Good morning, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, Robin. That's right. America's Kurdish allies are now bracing for an imminent attack by Turkey, which is, of course, also a key American ally. This is now a region on the brink of war, and this comes after President Trump's shock decision to pull American troops out of the border area and therefore opening it up to attack. Overnight, Turkish forces seen moving into position as they prepare for an all-out assault against Syrian Kurdish fighters they regard as terrorists. But the Kurds are a key American ally in the fight against ISIS. Despite threats and warnings, Turkish generals are prepared to attack. The build-up comes after President Trump pulled U.S. troops out of the border area, allowing Turkey to follow through on its threat to invade and occupy this part of Syria. The area is home to hundreds of thousands of civilians who've taken to the streets to protest the U.S. withdrawal. There's been a swift and strong backlash to the president's move, even within his own party, where some have called it a betrayal. But President Trump claims America isn't abandoning the Kurds.
We've told Turkey, I spoke with President Erdogan of Turkey, and I said, got to treat them good, you got to take care of ISIS.
U.S. defense officials telling ABC News senior military leadership were very involved in the decision to pull out U.S. troops. ABC News was on the ground in the battle against ISIS.
They are the foot soldiers. We're moving up to their forward base.
We met Sozdar on the front lines, a female Kurdish commander leading a band of soldiers with no body armor, tanks or Humvees. She was killed in battle that night. Just one of 11,000 Kurds who've paid the ultimate price, defending their homeland and protecting America and Europe from ISIS.
Well, there's a lot of controversy because, of course, President Trump has invited Turkey's President Erdogan to Washington. The Democrats calling foul, saying there is a conflict of interest. But for the people of the region, they're more concerned about staying alive and protecting their homeland. Michael?
A lot of concerns there, Ian. Thank you so much. And now we have gone to the latest on Bernie Sanders. He's speaking out after his heart attack, saying he was, quote, dumb not to listen to his body, telling him something was wrong. Tom Yamas is here with more. Good morning, Tom.
Michael, good morning to you. Senator Sanders visiting a cardiologist back home in Burlington, Vermont, promising to head back out on the campaign trail. But now we're learning the Sanders family is dealing with something much more serious.
This morning, Bernie Sanders recovering from a heart attack, taking baby steps towards a comeback, and now admitting this.
I must confess that I was dumb.
The Vermont senator saying he was campaigning too hard and not listening to his body.
I've been doing, in some cases, 3 or 4 rallies a day, running all over the state, Iowa, New Hampshire, wherever. And yet in the last month or two, just was more fatigued than I usually have been.
That fatigue seen in this video from Las Vegas last Tuesday night. At the fundraising event, Sanders, who usually likes to stand, asking for a chair.
Get me a chair up here for a moment. Let me sit down here. It's been a long day here.
Sanders went to the hospital where doctors found he had blockage in one artery and needed 2 stents inserted. The surgery sidelining the 78-year-old candidate for now, but Sanders says he will be back out on the trail.
We were doing, in some cases 5 or 6 meetings a day, 3 or 4 rallies and town meetings, and meeting with groups of people. I don't think I'm going to do that.
But Sanders also has another, more tragic reason to stay off the trail for now. His daughter-in-law, just 46 years old, suddenly died after being diagnosed with a very aggressive form of cancer. The AP reporting Renee Riggs, married to Sanders' son Levy, died on Saturday. They had 3 children together.
Now, Senator Sanders has not yet spoken publicly about his daughter-in-law, though Sanders rarely, if ever, invokes his family into his politics or his speeches. We know he is very close to his family and to those grandkids who he and his wife Jane used to babysit. He's clearly dealing with a lot right now. No date has been set for a return to the trail, though the campaign has said he will be at the debate next week, guys.
So much he's dealing with right now. Okay, thanks, Tom. Now to a frightening crane collapse caught on camera, falling on its side, smashing into 2 homes in California, injuring a homeowner. Gio Benitez has those details for us. Good morning, Gio.
Hey, Robin, good morning. Yeah, in just a moment, you're going to hear from that injured homeowner who thought this crane was going to fall right on top of him. This crane was massive, the length of 2 homes, and this morning, we have that dramatic video.
The striking moment was caught on a Ring camera. Watch again as the local power company's truck in Long Beach, California, tips over and that crane collapses right between 2 homes, hitting them on the way down. It all happened as a contractor was replacing overhead lines. You can see workers rushing to the truck, hoping to help anyone in need. You can see in this cell phone video the moment the crane collapses, nearly crushing a person. Drone video from our LA station KABC shows the damage on one of the homes. This man was sitting right in that backyard.
We were refilling the generators and just heard this loud bang, and it was almost like someone hit me in the back of the head with a baseball bat.
Falling debris hit Carl Krominga. He spent the night in the hospital getting stitches on the back of his head.
I didn't know if it was one of the telephone poles, if the crane had come down or what. All I could see was that the roof of my patio had collapsed and missed crushing me.
Just incredible. And as you can imagine, that homeowner this morning says he is grateful to be alive. No one else was hurt, but investigators are still trying to figure out what caused that collapse.
Wow, goodness. Scary. Yeah. All right, thank you so much, Gio. And now to an incredible showing from Team USA at the World Championship. Simone Biles breaking records, winning her 21st medal last night as their team soared to victory, winning a record-tying 5th consecutive world team title and their 7th total. An amazing performance by all. And Simone, she is not done yet. She's back on the mat tomorrow night. And this all, of course, comes on the heels of her stunning performance on Saturday, where she nailed 2 moves that are definitely set to be named after her.
And rightfully so.
Yeah, I wish I could do a flip.
She is just amazing.
I've never been able to do a flip.
You could do it, but
I wouldn't get up. That's the problem.
Since then. We are following a lot of other stories this morning. Next, new allegations surfacing against Matt Lauer. Variety reporting on Ronan Farrow's new book about the woman coming forward accusing him of rape at the Olympics.
And the high wire rescue and the amazing escape. We're going to share that, but first let's go back to Ginger.
And you know what? Tens of thousands of people are actually in Spokane, Washington, not because of preventative fire, but because of snow. This is Stevens Pass, Washington, where they had 3 to 11 inches of snow in the Cascades. And guess what comes behind it? Not just more snow for the northern plains, but by Saturday morning, serious cold that digs all the way to the Gulf Coast. Your local weather in 30 seconds. First, the Summer-like cities, sponsored by Edward Jones.
What a time to be alive. The world is customized to you, built for you. So why isn't it all about you when it comes to your money?
So, what's on your mind?
We are Edward Jones, a 97-year-old firm built for right now. With 1 financial advisor per office, we're all about knowing what's important to you, the one who matters. Edward Jones. It's time for investing to feel individual.
Umbrella weather for early this morning, jacket weather throughout the day, but sunglasses for the afternoon, and that is the real plus here, is that we'll have a little more sunshine than yesterday. Bus stop forecast 50 starting out, lower 60s around noon, recess time, mid 60s by drop-off time, and for your afternoon. Now tomorrow, Friday, even Saturday, highs in the lower 70s with increasing amounts of sunshine. So with anything you got going on this weekend, looking pretty good. Army 10-miler showers ending.
That was a lot of heavy news. Can I just share this from the Toledo Zoo? Yeah, that's penguins playing with bubbles. So, happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Thank you, Ginger.
Thank you, Ginger. We'll be right back.
If there's going to be a sticker on your car, it has to mean something. That you got into college. Or crossed the finish line. Eventually.
What?
That you went someplace